Outlander Season 5 Finale, Claire, Mackenzie's fate revealed, plus EP and star Tease what's to come in Season 6. Spoiler alert, the story includes details about the season finale episode of Outlander. You have been warned. The Season 5 finale of Star's Outlander ended on a good note, kind of. Tonight's episode, which was titled Never My Love, was written by showrunner Matthew B. Roberts and Tony Graffia and directed by Jamie Payne. The finale opens with Claire, Katrina Balfe, who has been taken captive by Lionel Brown, Ned Dennehy, and his men after Lionel discovered that Claire was using the guise of Dr. Rawlings to publish articles with innovative medical tips for the people of the Ridge and accuses Claire of spreading dangerous ideas. Claire tries desperately to escape but is tied up and beaten by Lionel's men. While in captivity, Claire meets another time traveler named Wendigo Donner and promises to get him back to his time if he can save her. Unfortunately, Wendigo only provides little help as he fears the consequences of his action. Things take a dark turn when Lionel and his men set up camp. Claire, gagged and tied up to a tree, is violently sexually assaulted by several men including Lionel. To dissociate from the assault, Claire escapes mentally into a dream, seeing what seems to be a 70s version of her close family coming together for Thanksgiving dinner. Meanwhile, it is revealed that while Roger, Richard Rankin, Brianna, Sophie Skelton, and Jemmy traveled through the stones, they were thinking of home and find themselves in the 1770s once again. As the Mackenzies and young Ian, John Bell, reach the big house, they notice that the cross has been lit, which is an indication of trouble. Jamie, Sam Hagen, fills them in on recent events and Roger and Ian accompany him to retrieve Claire and wage an attack on Lionel's camp. Jamie and company are able to defeat Claire's captors and round up the remaining survivors for Claire to have her revenge on the men that brutally assaulted. Claire chooses to honor her oath to not take a life. Not able to point out which of the men participated in the gang rape, Jamie has all the remaining men killed but spares Lionel's life for questioning. While on their way back to the Ridge, Claire learns Marsley, Lauren Lyle, and her baby survived the previous ambush and Wendigo is nowhere to be found. Claire, visibly shaken and badly bruised, demonstrates a powerful display of resilience declaring, "I'm supposed to be shattered by this. Well, I won't be." Elsewhere, Roger and Bree are settling in for the night with Roger carrying a weight of guilt for what he had done during Claire's rescue. He struggles to confess to Bree that he killed a man and questions his morality. The next morning, Claire is in the surgery with Lionel, who is tied up on the table and begs for mercy on his life, which almost pushes Claire to abandon her oath. Not showing gratitude for mercy he was given, Lionel continues with his antagonistic remarks and ends up getting a lethal injection from Marsley. After discovering what Marsley had done, Jamie takes Lionel's body back to his brother, Richard, taking responsibility for Lionel's killing. After acknowledging his brother reaped what he sowed and that Jamie did what he had to do, Richard promises retaliation when the time comes. That's not the only danger Jamie has to worry about. The episode ends back at the Ridge where the Fraser family is enjoying the tranquil moment, something that Claire foreshadows will not last long. She ominously remarks, "Who knows how much longer we'll have this peace knowing what's coming," referring to the impending American Revolution. Claire and Jamie share a tender moment wrapped in each other's arms where Claire, questioning her bravery, tells Jamie that she feels safe and then the scene fades to black. The series is slated to return for a 6th season, and while Season 5 covered some of the events that occurred in the 6th book in Diana Gabaldon's Outlander series titled, A Breath of Snow and Ashes, executive producer and showrunner Matthew B. Roberts told Deadline that right now, Season 6 covers Book 6. But, as in seasons past, we always look ahead and behind to see if there's any way to add in something we've missed or bring up a future bit that may be appropriate to the upcoming season, he added. Roberts teased that Season 6 brings us closer to the Revolutionary War, and Jamie and Claire will encounter a new group of settlers in and around Fraser's Ridge. Both Ronald D. Moore and Jeffrey Hirsch have confirmed talks of a spin-off. As to what the next interaction of Outlander will be, the details are still being worked out. "It's an ongoing discussion, but nothing is set in stone as of yet," said Roberts. It's amazing how the passion of the audience for these characters and this story has grown over the seasons. We would love to find a way to continue to reward the loyalty of our fans. There have been rumors of a spin-off with popular character, Lord John Grey, who is also the center point of a short story series written by Diana Gabaldon. One never knows where Lord John Grey might turn up next, said Roberts. Speaking to the longevity of the series, Roberts is hopeful for more seasons past 6. Diana is still writing this story, so we would love to continue making this series as long as fans want to watch. Deadline also spoke with star Sophie Skelton, who talked about her journey this season and what's in store her character Brianna in the upcoming season 6. Sophie Skelton: I always said that season 4 was the one that I was just really excited to get to because I feel like, definitely in the books and even mostly in the scripts, I feel like that's where Brianna really becomes the character that I always loved and wanted to play. Obviously, she's grappling with a lot when we meet her in season 2. Her dad just died, she doesn't get on with her mom, and so it just really takes a long time to get to know Brianna. She acts out a lot, I suppose, with any trauma that's going in her life. She doesn't always handle it in the most elegant way, should we say, but she's really becoming a woman that I think everyone can be proud of now. Season 5 has just been a really fun one in terms of being able to show everybody the true Bri. I feel like even after the rape she holds a lot to herself. She's very stoic, she's very Fraser-like in that she's very held and puts on a very good facade. I think whilst on Jamie that can look very sexy and cool, on a young girl, that can look a bit difficult. For Bri this season, and even off the back in season 4 where I felt like we got to know her a lot more, I think this season we really get to know the deepest layer of Brianna, should we say. She takes some peeling to get to the bottom of, but now, I feel like we can see what she's going through the audience's eyes. I feel before we didn't really know what was going on in Brianna's head, and now we've had really a lot of time to get to know her and sit with her. And even in the Bonnet episode 5 to 10, there's moments where we see it. We see Brianna putting on this show for Bonnet. She's trying to act brave and she's okay, and everything else, but then we actually get these moments with her on her own where Bonnet's turned away from the camera and it's just the camera and Bri, and we actually see what she's going through underneath, and I feel like that's been Bri the whole time and we just haven't had time to see it. So it's been a really exciting one to actually just get the material to let Bri release a bit.